Hello there, my friends. My name is Ben Ellis, and welcome back to another countdown to the Star Wars Mandalorian Grogu movie during a Lego Star Wars set review. Enjoy! And here we are, boys and girls. Here is another little Star Wars set review, Anakin's podracer 20th Anniversary Edition since 2019, 75258. Let's take a look at the box. Let's take a look at the box for a moment. And this set came out in 2019, celebrating 20 years of LEGO Star Wars since it came out in 1999 to 2019. Here is the 20 years of Luke Skywalker edition, which we'll take a look in a minute, excuse me. Here's Anakin when somehow he's in his Naboo pilot helmet. Somehow Anakin, here's Anakin in his Naboo helmet, which they still stick with Anakin's podracer helmet, with a ranch. Here's Padme Amidala with little teensy-weensy legs, which already changed, which I'll get to in a minute. Here's the front. Now let's take a look at the back. Here's the back. Here's Anakin and Padme. Here's Anakin and here's Padme saying, congratulations on winning the Boonty Classic, Annie. And he said, thank you, Padme. And then here's Luke in the 20 years. Here's Leia, Lando, Darth Vader, aka Anakin Skywalker. Sorry. And here's Han Solo. And here's the old pod racing design from, yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, let's take a look at Luke Skywalker in his old minifigure form back in 1999, back when Star Wars Episode 1 came out. Here's the 20 years logo. And here's the back of the minifigure with 20 years. Let's set the minifigures. Let's take a look at the minifigures I had. But first, let's start with my man, Anakin Skywalker as a kid. Now, hang on one second. I had the minifigure back in 2012 with Sebulba's podracer in it, but Sebulba's podracer broke apart. Not in the movie, but my set. But I was playing with it, but then it broke apart, and I'm having a hard time rebuilding. But anyway, I prefer this helmet I prefer Anakin's pod racing helmet as seen in the movie, which I'll get to in a minute. And here's Padme with even bigger legs that I switched out because I got rid of the small little legs because they were like, you know what I mean, a little silly. Here's Padme in her Tatooine uniform as seen in episode 1 of the movie. Here's her hair braids. Man, I love the hair braids. And then, okay, let's set her down. And then let's take a look at the podracer. Oh, sorry, Padme. Oops. Man, you're falling apart. Anyway, let's take a look at the podracer. And just like I said in the other video in the Cobb van, this podracer was ripped off. Just like I said with the Cobb van video, this podracer, Anakin sold the podracer as seen in Star Wars Episode 1. And I really love the design of it. Here's the cockpit, looking good. Here's the front. Here's the side with all them stickers. Man, this design looks amazing. And here's the controls to control the podracer. Here's the side of the engines. I love the engines. So freaking cool. And here's the electric. Here's the pink lightning to connect the podracer so they won't break apart. Let me see. Here's the other side of the engine. Here's the front. And here's the engines. And you can also put Anakin. You can also put Anakin inside the podracer as well. Let me see. Here we go. If I can actually get them in. There we go. And as you can, and there you go. Yes, it's like and you can also have Anakin racing in the Boonty Classic as seen in Star Wars Episode 1. Now this is pod racing. Woohoo! I beat Sebulba! Yep, it's really cool. For my opinion, it's a really cool set. 10 out of 10. And Star Wars Episode 1 is one of my older sister's favorite movie. And before we end off this video, this is also the same pod racing strip for parts after Anakin sold the podracer. And then this pod racer was also sold the Cobb and the Mandalorian Season 2. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know the whole story. But if you haven't seen The Mandalorian in season 2, it's okay. You'll you'll find out what happened to Anakin's podracer after it got sold for spare parts. But anyway, thank you for watching, and may the Force be with you always.